Well, hello, boys and girls, and welcome to another special edition of Movie Goodness here on the KB Radio Network. I am your host, Kevin Reed, and happy Valentine's Day. This is the Valentine's Day edition of Movie Goodness. I decided to do an episode today just to spread the love. I know there's a lot of love in the air, and everybody's in a loving mood. So, hey, why not join in on the fun with all of you? I I know you're probably rolling over in your bed full of rose petals and leaned over to your phone or your computer and clicked on this, because you love me so much. And and decided to check out this episode. I'm glad that you decided to join me today. I am. This is a review of uh of a Valentine's Day special that had premiered on HBO Max this past Thursday, February the 9th. And I said, you know what? I wasn't initially planning on doing a review for this, but I had so much fun with this show. I had to talk about it. So today we're going to review Harley Quinn, a very problematic Valentine's Day special, which is now available on HBO Max for all of you to enjoy. This is a fun show. If you're a fan of Harley Quinn, the TV series, this is basically the show. It's nothing new. It's nothing um um out the box or anything that's going to change the trajectory of the show per se, but it is a very standalone-ish episode, so to speak. It's a 45-minute episode. Uh, of course, a little longer than the previous episodes in the series. I'm a big fan of this show. I have enjoyed this show ever since it was on the ill-fated DC Universe streaming service. If anybody remembers that, uh, you had all the uh, uh, comic books on there. It was a good app. I actually enjoyed that app or that streaming service as well. You can read your comic books from DC. They had their own original content. Harley Quinn was one of them. Doom Patrol, Titans. What was the other one? I think it was Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing was on there, and it just didn't quite get there, and it ended up folding into HBO Max when HBO Max was launched. And I enjoyed all those shows, to be honest with you. I even liked Swamp Thing. And I say liked because I enjoyed the first episode of of Swamp Thing. I was hyped up for it, and then it kind of just went bloop, and it just did not get there for me. But the rest of it was, the rest of the shows rather, I enjoyed. I enjoyed Doom Patrol, um, up to this last season and a half. It was it was time for it to go. I see it got canceled, and also Titans got canceled, and that ran its course as well. But for a good first couple of seasons, rather, they were good shows. But the one that has just taken off and left the rest of them in the dust is Harley Quinn, the adult animated series that has the voice talents of Kali Kuko. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. The young lady from The Big Bang Theory and other television shows. She provides the voice of Harley Quinn, and you have Lake Bell, who does the voice for Poison Ivy, and many more. You have Alan Tudyk, who does the voice of Joker and Clayface, and many other characters on the show. But this show is just a riot. If you're into this type of humor, um, which I am, it is a riot, man. I mean, it is fun to watch. I have no ill will towards this show. Um, when this special came out, I was like, yeah, of course I'm gonna check it out. I'm excited. I'm excited for the new season that's coming up later this year, whenever it drops. And I was all in. But this was kind of a something to mull us over until the new season begins. A very problematic Valentine's Day special is basically Harley Quinn trying to make Valentine's Day special for Poison Ivy. You know, they're a couple. So, in Harley Quinn fashion, nothing can ever just be basic. It cannot be dinner. It has to be dinner with a fake robbery just to make Poison Ivy do her thing because she enjoys hurting people who hurts vegetation or things of that nature. And it was it was just so well done. The one thing that I enjoy about this show so much, and it rolled over into this special, was how they can take something so silly and stupid, you know, because this is silly and stupid by, I guess you could say, normal human being standards, but take that, yet have heart, yet have a cohesive story. It's something you can follow, and this show does it perfectly. And this special was no different. Of course, we have our two main characters, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. They're going through their thing, and the insanity that ensues, that basically sends this snowball effect throughout Gotham City with everybody. It's, I mean, it's completely hilarious. I cannot believe that this show gets away with some of the stuff that it does. Uh, but yet and still, I'm glad that it does. This special has some nice cameos from different superheroes. Of course, you had Batman, Bruce Wayne pop up last season. Um, of course, the Joker and everybody in the Rogues Gallery, so to speak. But this episode, we got to see Superman and Lois. We got to see Aquaman and Mara, and we got to see Hawkman and Hawk Girl. And why is that significant, you may ask? What makes that funny is that Hawkman is voiced by uh, Tyler Tyler Williams, Tyler James Williams. You know, from Everybody Hates Chris, and most recently he's on Abbott Elementary. But who plays Hawk Girl is Quinta Bronson, who is also on Abbott Elementary. And those two characters on Abbott Elementary uh, are kind of star-crossed lovers, I guess you could say. They like each other, but they just can't get it together. But only here they played a couple, and I thought that was just a cute little nod for people in the know. If you knew I didn't know that was them until the end credits, and I said, "Wait." I had to rewind it and pause it real quick. I'm like, "Wait, that's them," and it just added a different dynamic to it. It did their interaction on the I guess you could say therapy culture that they were talking on. It was hilarious. But I just thought that was a nice little nod, especially if you're a fan of Abbott Elementary, and who isn't? That is I love that show. They had so many storylines in here, and this is what impresses me with this show as well. Yes, of course we have the storyline with Harley and Poison Ivy. You know, Harley trying to make Valentine's Day special. She wanted to do the make it the best Valentine's Day possible for Poison Ivy. And Poison Ivy is just like, yeah, it was the best. But come to find out, she lied after Harley Quinn stole the lasso of truth from Wonder Woman and made her tell the truth. And she said, no, it wasn't the best. So now she really wants to make it the best. So she goes to Edgerton, who who's a demon who rhymes. He's a rhyming demon. It's read the comics. It's an inside joke, I guess you could say, for those who read the comics. But he runs a sex shop, so he he has this magic spell that will make the users have this sexual arousal, right? So the spell is the first person she sleeps with is going to have like the best sexual experience ever. So she goes back, sleeps with Poison Ivy, and being as though Poison Ivy is Poison Ivy, she lets off these pheromones that spread over Gotham. So now everybody in Gotham is sexually aroused. And they do it's just everywhere. They can't contain themselves. They're in their cars, they in the street, they in the restaurants. It doesn't matter. So all that happens. And then on top of that, you have Bane. Bane gets caught up going into this dominatrix little meeting or whatever, and she's she's smitten by Bane. And so Bane, he doesn't have anybody for Valentine's Day, and this dominatrix, whose name is Betty, she she wants to be with him. So he's worried now because he feels that he is not adequate enough in his nether regions. So he goes to Edgerton to his sex shop and try to get something so he can be bigger. And it does. And that backfires. That backfires. And he grows. Oh my god. This show, man. So he goes buck wild. Then you have the story with uh Clayface. Clayface, he gets split in half some way. I forgot. He went on this little meeting, with this he was on this dating app or whatever. He ended up getting catfished or whatever the case may be. And he ended up getting cut in half. So he falls in love with the lower half of his body, his butt, and they fall in love, but they can't touch each other because they'll merge back together and it'll be nothing. It's just stupid. It is the stupidest show ever, but it is hilarious. Now all this happened in 45 minutes, but it felt like a movie. It not in a way where it drug. Like you like, man, how long is this? No, it just felt like everything was flushed out in 45 minutes. And I just enjoyed it so much. And it was fun. It was cute. And even though the way I describe it, it doesn't, but it is. Trust me, it is. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. I'm not gonna give it a grade because it's. I mean, I liked it. I guess if you put my arm behind my back and twist it, I guess I'll give it a B plus. I don't know. I can't give this a grade, but it is highly enjoyable if you enjoy how Harley Quinn. Man, I can't get it out. Harley Quinn. If you enjoy that show, you would definitely enjoy this Valentine's Day special. So please, man, please, sir, go check it out. It is hilarious. It's available now on HBO Max. Harley Quinn, a very problematic Valentine's Day special. Speaking of Valentine's Day, everybody, I just wanted to do this little short episode. Yeah, I wasn't planning on being on here long. I just wanted to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day and get in on all the fun because I love you all. I really do. I know that's my sign out every episode that I love you, but it's the honest God truth. It's not just something I say at the end of every episode. I do love y'all, and I I cannot express how much gratitude, how much appreciation I have for everybody who checks out all the programs here on the KB Radio Network, and you just bring happiness to me. I really can't explain it, man. I really can't. So, what better way to tell you I love you, or what better day rather than to tell you all that I love you and appreciate you all than on Valentine's Day? So, everybody, if you want to contact the show, you can contact us by email, kbradiopodcast@gmail.com. Also over on Twitter at KB Radio Network, and on other social media networks, just look up the KB Radio Network. Don't forget, everybody, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Don't forget about the 5 stars, the reviews, and sharing the show. It helps the show out tremendously. And also look us up on YouTube. Give us a subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Everybody, thank you for joining me today. Once again, happy Valentine's Day. And I want you all to know that I love you. Continue to love one another. And until we speak again, you all be blessed.